The world is full of wonders.
Magic is waiting in small moments.
And monsters might be watching, just out of sight.
But if you're looking to find them,
adventure is waiting to happen.
You never know who you'll meet along the way.
We are the Storyteller Squad. Hello, adventurers. Welcome back to the Storyteller Squad. Thanks for joining us for more Monster of the Week. Before we begin, let's check in with our heroes.
Everyone was very clear with me that showing up unannounced is rude, so I don't understand why Morgan gets a pass today. I'm Damien Edgecrest.
Wow. I'm Raven Eugenia.
They say that home is where the heart is, but I'm kind of feeling like I need a GPS right now. I'm Amity Starnbrook.
Oh.
Ow, leg cramping. I'm Hugo Rashad.
All right, place your bets. Is this Kingo sends his regards, or we liked your vibe from across the bar? I'm Agent Whittaker.
I was going to say, why not both?
You're asking me for an intro now? I'm a little busy. Ask me later. I'm Aidan Brightwood. Let's have an adventure. Last time, our heroes left the grand opening gala at the Deep to respond to an attack on Portland's harbor by a group of mysterious oceanic merfolk. Arriving at various stages of the conflict, Rogue Team and Hugo engaged where they could to rescue sailors and other bystanders from the chaos, including famous oceanographer Aaron Pike. But there was one other hero on the scene as we saw Amity Starnbrook take on a Stormcaster in a full spellcasting battle at the bay. As the merfolk were forced to retreat and the water settled, we saw tensions between Aidan and Amity create a different sort of storm. Back at the Deep, we saw Valentine confront Ops, the woman with the artifice visor, who it turns out is in fact Victoria Salem, a less perfect but still functional artifice copy of the sinister artificer. Fortunately, Valentine was helped out of that stressful situation by the Meridian, who then invited her to join him for an after-party meeting where they could discuss business. With the fight at the docks concluded, the rest of our heroes parted ways. Hugo went to pick up Anya after she had left the party earlier with Koraline and her retinue. Whittaker received an unexpected house call from Morgan Wright, asking for the chance to speak with him, and Raven and Aidan returned home, only to be suddenly attacked by Lena the Doulahan and a group of Drake Fowler's thugs. It seems their break-in to Kingo's vault will not go unpunished after all. And so, that is where we will pick up. Raven, what do you want to do?
Can you just remind me of the layout of the situation?
Sure.
Right, we made it outside.
You two had both teleported outside as you tried to escape this attack, but only made it as far as your deck because there is something around Aidan's neck, a dark collar crackling with a very inverted shadow-like energy, which it seems was placed there by Lena when she first broke your window and poured in his smoke and grabbed Aidan by the throat.
Mm-hmm.
She has just appeared out the door of your apartment and pushed Aidan up against the railing of the deck as the three thugs that work for Fowler are also turning and exiting the interior of your apartment to confront the both of you as well. To describe them again, it is the avian, creepy, fey Craster, the Ipotane, the horse-headed minotaur creature, Clyde, and Donnie, a very punk-looking dwarf who are here to cause some trouble.
Oh boy. And we teleported outside. That's what
Yes.
just happened? Okay. Oh boy. Okay. New plan. I guess we're fighting. If we can't run, we gotta fight. Raven's gonna do what she always does and pull some cards.
I think we'll say Windy comes bounding out and like their little bunny rabbit hops in between the legs of the like large figures approaching you. And they have under one little raccoon paw a few cards from your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not the whole thing. They probably just like grabbed a few and like came out to give them to you.
Oh my god, they're the best. Yeah, I forgot that I wouldn't have them on me. Oh god.
Yeah, you just got home. You would have taken off your thigh holster or whatever was holding your cards and, thrown it on the kitchen counter or something.
Okay, yes. She will hold out her arm like she does for Windy to like jump up and get up on her shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And just hold out her hands and take whatever cards Windy is holding.
Sure.
We will see what they are. Okay, that's a 9.
Okay, then you do have to roll for the card.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. She's panicked. They're random. Windy chose them.
Windy grabbed a few off the counter.
That's a 1 on the D4. 9.
1 is the fire suit, and 9 is the ants again. Do you want something different? I'll give you a reroll just because we've used those a bunch, recently.
Yeah, I can reroll it, see. Ooh, that's an 8.
8 is the ferret spirit. They're the one that gives you the little jets on your feet.
Ooh.
Or potentially like a sword.
Ooh.
Depends what you want. If you want a weapon, they can become a weapon. If you want speed, you can get some fire boosted speed. Similar to how like Marissa flies with her purple flames. Like it kind of recreates that kind of spell effect.
Yeah, I want to do a weapon.
Okay.
Is there any way that the sword I get from the ferret spirit could have little jets on it so I swing it really fast?
No, because you got a 9. So
Dang it.
it's got to be one or the other. I'll let you choose.
Okay, that's fair. I'll do the sword then.
Okay. Then yeah, Windy leaps forward. They toss some cards at you. You grab them and just pull the top card, and it immediately. I don't even think the ferret spirit needs to like commune with you. It just instinctively and through your magic, weapon, and the flaming ferret sword with like the engraved picture of this little like fiery ermine with their tail made of flame appears on the blade and becomes the handle in your hand, which is good because 3 very scary looking street toughs are about to come at you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she'll pocket the rest of the cards and take up like a protective stance in front of Aidan.
Aidan is already being choked out against the railing by Lena.
Oh, Jesus.
You are now defending yourself because you have Craster, the like avian spirit, is like rushing forward with large, dark taloned claws at you.
I think it's still a defensive stance of like, none of you guys get to go near her either. Like, it's me against you 3. Don't even think about it.
Sure. Okay.
And she'll swing at whoever's coming at her first.
Why don't you roll kick some ass and we'll see how you do against the 3 of them. In fact, because you are overwhelmed, take a -1.
Oh, fun. Ooh, that's a 10 total.
Hey!
Hell yeah.
I rolled an 11 on the dice and my tough is 0, so it's -1.
Good job, Raven.
Thank you, My Little Pony dice. You've done me well.
Wow, happy Lesbian Visibility Week.
Hell yeah! All right, battle lesbian. Tell me what happens. You've got, again, this like very stocky dwarf who's got like, just like a dwarven like gauntlet. Craster has their claws, and then the large horse creature has like a bat that they're using. It's probably what they smashed your lock in with to get in the door.
I think she will run at the dwarf first and try to hit his, I want to try and like knock him off balance and just like knock him over and get to the next people.
Yeah. You have a 10. If you get to pick a bonus for getting a 10 on Kick Some Ass, you can pick what that is. But also I'm trying to be better about Kick Some Ass not just being attack rolls and actually describing like a portion of a fight.
For the 10 plus, I want to gain the advantage. I want to give +1 forward to Aidan. Would that help her?
She's got to fight off Lena, yeah.
She seems like she's in a really bad spot, yeah. I'll gain the advantage and give +1 forward to Aidan by keeping these other 3 back so that they're not helping Lena in any way.
Sure. You, having overcome your -1, are now giving her some breathing room with only 1 opponent, which is good. I think the dwarf, he maybe was like last in line, so he's first in line now that they've all 180'd and come out the door. So yeah, he comes running at you with, one of these gauntlets.
I want to like catch him underneath and like flip him so he just ends up on his back winded and then like immediately move on to the next one.
Yeah. Raven is a trained martial artist. Like she could absolutely just like deflect the strike with the sword and then like continue to use his own momentum and just like throw him to the side with some sort of maneuver. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he'll go rolling into some like potted plants you guys have on your deck, and there's like ceramic pots knock up against each other a little bit.
Damn, just bought those.
And yeah, like I said, Craster is coming next, this like very oily, black, slinking, almost like cat-bird hybrid creature. They've got like the wide Cheshire grin full of the teeth that will not be falling out because Hugo's not here to make them believe that. But yeah, no, they rush forward. What do you do with Femme?
Oh, God.
This is you gaining the advantage. You will still take some harm through this exchange, but like you literally get to do whatever you'd like to prevent these guys from engaging with Aidan right now.
I would love to exchange a couple of blows with him and then end up with Raven using the sword and shoving him over the edge of the balcony.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. I don't like this guy. He scares me.
Nice. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, he'll take a couple swipes. You can like dodge and parry. His claws rake against the blade. There's like a grinding metal sound and sparks fly. He does pull his hand away in that moment because your blade is hot, right? To anyone else, this blade is a fire sword. So he's like, ah! And as he like pulls away, recoiling from that like unexpected heat pain, you can do like a spinning kick and just like get him up against the railing so that he topples over the edge.
Perfect.
Yeah, he gets knocked over the edge and you turn, and then there's just the clomp, these two big Clydesdale hooved feet. And Clyde just snacks the bat in two hands and then will shoulder it and run at you.
She will run at him, sword high. If I can slice his bat with this sword, that'd be so rad.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So you have like the moment where you both like run past each other.
Fucking get him.
And his bat just like falls, away at the handle, just like falls to the ground. But he will turn around and horse kick you into the wall of the apartment.
Oh. Yep. That's fair.
So that'll be, what's a kick? How much is a bat for harm? Mel, you have a bat on your character sheet, right?
I believe I do. I think it's 1 harm. Give me 2 seconds. I didn't have Ariel Valentine's sheet pulled up. I only had Amity's.
You gotta have both. You gotta be ready.
Listen, you've bamboozled me before, okay? Every time I try to anticipate.
God. I have walking stick on mine. It's also 1 harm.
I'm pretty sure a baseball bat is 1 harm. Yeah. It's 1 harm.
I mean, it's a kick. He's a powerful horseman, but it's a kick. Like, we'll call it 1 harm. If you can reduce that, you can reduce it.
I suffer 1 less if I am... Oh, no, it is kick some ass. I thought it was only protecting someone. Yeah. Okay, so I suffer 1 less while kicking ass.
Okay.
I get like a bonus if I'm wearing my Eastie suit.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Did we heal up from last time? No, I'm still hurt from this same night.
Yeah, you're still hurt from the last fight.
Okay.
You get knocked into like the trellis like tomato plants that you and Aidan were setting up, and they like cushion your impact a little bit, but you like position yourself in a way that like you're able to like take that without it being devastating. What is your harm total at the moment?
Right now it's 2.
Aidan is still at 3 because she was basically fine in the last fight, but then she had taken 4 harm from Damien, and then you healed her for 1, so she's not looking great to start off.
Mm-hmm.
But you have given her +1 forward. I will have her roll. Let's see. What's she doing? She decide what she's doing first.
Getting choked?
Roll, yeah. Like right now she's struggling against Lena, against the railing. I think she sees you handily deal with some of these thugs. And I think she will just try to push Lena back and fly like normally. Not like teleport away, but like fly and get some distance.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have her act under pressure to make that happen. She rolled a 9, +3. You gave her a +1, 13?
God damn.
Whoa.
She's doing great. Yeah, she knocks Lena away, tugs at this like collar thing, doesn't seem to be able to budge it, So then she also goes over the edge of the railing, but just to like give herself the ability to like swoop down and up.
Ooh.
She will look to you. We should call for backup. And will dive at Lena. And just with her divine strength and enough momentum, she literally punches through your deck.
Oh no.
And brings Lena like down onto the first floor on the little like patio beneath the deck area, like into the concrete. Full like lands on her with like a drop kick.
Oh, nice.
What are you doing?
Oh boy. I gotta deal with this horse dude, I feel like.
Yep, he's still there. And the dwarf is like getting up too, like he's not done, you know?
Oh yeah. It'd be embarrassing if he was.
Oh, hit my head on a tomato plant.
Time to go home. Who looks like the biggest threat between the two? Like, is the dwarf back up on his feet and coming towards me, or is it the horse guy who's like ready to kick me again?
Between the two of them, I think you would think the horse guy, just because he's bigger. The dwarf is like, he's a rough customer, but dwarves are just hairy humanoids. Like, there's nothing about them that makes them like inherently more dangerous than like a strong person.
Yeah, she'll turn and face the horse guy with her sword. Do I have any control over like the flames on it? I want to try and intimidate him a little bit if I can make the flames like flare up even more.
If you want to just for flavor, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just gonna like turn around, get out of the plants and turn around and face him and like hold up the sword again and just have it like again.
Mm-hmm.
You shall not pass kind of situation.
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of gauge his reaction for just a second and see if that scared him, and then either way, she's gonna run towards him, sword up again.
Okay, it's kick some ass. Unless there's like a specific thing you're trying to do that would not be causing harm, but doing something else.
No, I'm just trying to kick his ass.
Yeah, you gotta hurt these guys to get rid of them.
I very briefly thought about trying to give him a chance to run, but they broke into my house while I was sleeping.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, fuck this.
Yep, your sword alight, flaming, you know. What kind of sword would you like it to be? I've described it like just as like a blade with the engraving on it, but like what style sword does Raven use?
Ooh. I was picturing it as kind of like a traditional knight's sword.
A longsword?
Yeah, like a long sword. Not as big as like a great sword, but like intimidating.
Yeah, not Damocles.
Yeah.
But it's a two-hander. Could be a one-hander, but for Raven, it's a two-hander.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thirsty sword lesbians when?
Right now!
I'm the thirsty sword lesbian. I rolled another 10.
Another 10?
Yeah.
Damn, girl.
The thirsty sword lesbians were with us all along.
Yeah. Okay, what bonus are you taking now on this roll?
Ooh, I don't usually roll so well in Kicksmash. I keep forgetting that you get a bonus. I think I want to force him where I want him, and I also want him off this deck.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, really using the like location to your advantage. Very smart.
Yeah, I'm trying to use the advantages of fall damage here.
You can get him off the deck. If you're choosing to get him where you want him, you will take some harm.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
I'll deal with the harm bit. You tell me how you get this guy to fall.
She runs at him again and tries to make it look like exactly the same as the last time she ran at him. So she's feigning being very predictable. And when he goes to kick her again, like he just did,
Yeah.
she's going to use her sword to trip him up and try to like flip him and fling him off the deck too.
Sure. He's so large that just by you like tripping his momentum and like even if you just like slash at his ankle.
And he's got horse legs.
Yeah.
They're not very sturdy.
And he's fucking huge. So you
Yeah.
trip him and he falls into the railing. It can't take his weight. He just knocks a bit of the railing away and goes tumbling over the side.
She's going to turn and look at the dwarf and point the sword at him and be like, "You're next."
Amazing. As you do that, you feel a raking pain across your back as Craster, who I described as avian, has flown back up from where he fell over the edge and slashes with his claws at your back.
Damn it.
That will be a 3 harm claw attack.
Ooh. Ouch.
I just want to talk. Let me talk to him. I just want to talk.
So it's reduced to 2 harm. I am at 4,
Okay.
which means I am technically unstable.
Raven is unstable.
Girl, I swear to God.
Okay. We shoot down following Clyde as he tumbles over the edge and lands with like a oh, my legs! Like, he's not in a good way now.
Good.
But camera moves past him, writhing in pain on the ground as one of his legs is broken, and we see Aidan and Lena rising from the rubble of the boards that were shattered and brought down here. And Aidan says, "How do you think this is going to play out for you, Spectre?" "With you in a cage." Lena reaches forward, grabs Aidan by that collar again. Her arms just seem to be able to like become smoke like chains and just like form like a lash right there at the front of the collar that she's got, and pulls, but rather than fight, Aidan just like lets the momentum carry her and throws two hands back, and I'm gonna roll to see how she kicks some butt here. Okay, that's snake eyes.
This is what I should have. Well, no, I was gonna say +1 forward. That would not have helped you.
Would not have helped. Yeah, even with her +3 tough, that is a 5. Aidan goes to punch with, she lets the momentum. It's calculated risk. She's letting Lena draw her in. And right as she goes to really lay into Lena with one of her smite fists, I think Lena just vanishes into the smoke. Her body becomes the like smoky mist and moves out of the way in such a way that it starts to really crank on that chain. And Aidan suddenly is and pulled by the neck and slammed into the wall of the bookstore, enough so that she just goes through the wall, through stacks of books, and out the front window of the bookshop onto the street on the other side of the house.
Yikes.
Shit.
Big fucking yikes.
The camera follows Lena's form as she marches through the like scattering of papers and dropping bits of glass and like steps out onto the sidewalk where Aidan is like getting up. Not a single other word is uttered by Lena. We just see her hand at her side suddenly morph into a bladed dark sword as the smoke coalesces. Let's cut over to Portland and Hugo. Hugo, you are on your bike?
On a bike.
On a bike, headed to Koraline's mansion to pick up Anya.
Wherever that is, he probably finds out somehow.
It's a bougie district in Portland. You've been there before. Like, Koraline has had you guys over probably for like game night or, just seeing people for holidays or something.
Probably.
But as you get there, you head up. Again, it's one of those, like, she's got a very long driveway. Much shorter than the one in DC. But yeah, this one is more like, it's almost terraced. So like rather than just being very long and tree lined, this one you have to like go zigzagging up a hill until you get to like the mansion built on the top. And like Koraline's new house here in Portland, at least, she probably has others, but it's like built in one of those ways where it's sort of like sticking out over the cliff. There's a lot of like extended balconies and things that like look out on the city and the tree line, and like there's more forest around and stuff, but it's very it's just like built off the side of a cliff. So there's a lot of like glass open vistas where you like look down and it's already just trees beneath your feet kind of a thing. Anyway, you get to the front door and some of the exterior lights are on, but it's kind of dark inside.
Gets to the door. Try to remember if there's a door knocker.
There is like an intercom to buzz in.
Well, let's buzz in then.
You hit the button. Nothing. Read a bad situation, Hugo.
I swear to fucking God. Natalie?
Sure.
Natalie.
Sure. What could go wrong?
Natalie!
You gotta unmute Mel if you want me to react to anything you're saying.
No, I don't want you to react. I just want to yell at you incoherently.
Oh, okay. 13.
Hugo, you see that the front door is actually already ajar. The lock is activated, but the door is open.
I don't like it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Sure, it's just party stuff. It's fine. It's totally fine. Let's go inside.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Baby, you have questions you can ask before you do this.
That's true. You could ask questions first.
Please.
Please.
Yeah, but questions make it easy.
No.
No, I did.
Like, what's my best way in? Well, there's a door.
A
There you go. Door's already cracked open.
There are other questions.
day, Please.
What's my best way out? I don't want to leave. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes, dude.
I feel like that person watching a horror movie in the theater who can't shut the fuck up.
Uh-huh.
That's me right now. Have fun, kids.
As you come in, and like you've been here a couple times, you don't know like the layout of her house perfectly, and it is a mansion. So there's like a little bit of like, oh God, which way was anything? But you just sort of choose a direction and stick to it, and you start walking through, and you get to the kitchen area. And you notice that there is a bunch of stuff spilled all over the ground, including several kitchen knives just like scattered about. And there are 2 feet sticking out from behind an island here in the kitchen.
That's not foreboding at all.
Fancy Italian leather shoes on both.
By any chance, are those fancy Italian leather shoes very reminiscent of a butler we had met a while back?
It does look like Adrian Lucas's particular sense of fashion.
Okay, yep, we're gonna go around the corner.
You see Adrian. He is lying on the floor, kind of in like a crumpled position. There is blood streaming down his face from a cut on his bald forehead, and he's unconscious.
In an attempt to rouse him, what's the best way to protect the victims?
You could try healing magic. You could splash some water on his face. Like, he is alive, I will say. You know, it's not like he's dying, but clearly injured and just sort of laying here. There's like the pool of blood that he's like faces in because head wounds bleed a lot.
Now that there feels like a weird sense of urgency, let's just put that back in where it should go, just in case. So we're going to try some healing magic.
Okay.
And we have a 10.
10. No glitch. You heal him for at least 1 harm, and he sort of rouses once that magic courses through him. You see the little cut on his head close up. Ugh. Mr. Rashad, it's good to see you.
Good morning. How are you doing?
We were attacked. Excuse my haste, but I have to see to Koraline.
And I'm going to help him to his feet.
He stands shakily, but he begins to rush out of this room. And if you follow him, you lead into a courtyard where there's once again a pool, a little like veranda. It's like the backyard of this mansion area, very manicured and controlled look to it. But you see there are like areas of this perfect gardened forest where the mulch has been kicked up in large swaths. Streaks of dark scorched lines litter the stone paving tiles. You see a portion of the pool, like a corner of it, has actually just been like, it looks like something came down and smashed it, and like it has crumbled the concrete and stuff just into the water. And you see slumped over a like lawn chair in a dark suit is your friend Rianne. And in a little like gazebo area, you can see a large, many-legged figure hastily whispering to herself as she seems to be tending a large, flickering winged form. You see Phoebe Wicket attempting to put some stitches into Koraline.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
I guess the best thing to do at that point is to quickly head over to them and see if they can be helped and try to figure out what's going on.
Adrian steps up too. Miss Wicket, please, let me take a look at that. And Phoebe, whose hands are sort of shaking, backs away. And she says, I'm sorry, I did my best. It all happened so fast.
What happened? Where's Anya?
They took her. A bunch of folks showed up out of nowhere and they attacked us all and took her. You see Koraline has like a large gash up her side from what looks like a sword strike. It's pretty long. It's like an 18-inch slash up the middle of her. Lucas is sort of checking Phoebe's work, and he says, I need my med kit. Miss Wicket, please call the authorities and get an ambulance sent straight here. And he will get up and rush off. And Koraline, sort of her large red, because again, she's not glamored at this point. This is just her normal monstrous form. Her red eyes flicker open, and she weakly sees you there, and she says, sorry, kid. They got the drop on me.
Who got the drop on you? How? Your house is warded to hell.
This one is not.
Oh, no. That's a problem.
It's very expensive to set up those wards.
You need the New York water for that.
And Whittaker's apartment was warded instead.
Oh, no.
She says, Some elf. I think he was at the party. And there was a sorcerer tossing a lot of fire around. It drove Chessie off.
I think he's going to head over to Rianne, try to get him back up.
Mm-hmm. He looks like he has been, honestly, also stabbed. I think he might be in a similar situation to Koraline, but like Phoebe had to choose who she was going to help first. So he's not looking great.
Well, that's a problem. That's a lot of problems everywhere. Well, we're going to pick up Rianne.
Okay.
We're going to move him over to Koraline. Going to put their hands in each other's hands and start trying to do some more healing stuff while keeping track of stuff with her.
Okay. Roll use magic.
Huh. I'm also realizing his magic is back at this point, right? From when he had made it not a thing for a little while.
We said at the end of last session
like,
that you had gotten your magic back.
Yeah.
He walked like midway, and then like midway there, he got his magic back. Was like the ruling, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now we have a 12.
Great. I'll let you heal both of them a little bit since you get a bonus on use magic that way.
Okay.
Yeah, you see Koraline, the flickering of her form becomes a little more steady and like rhythmic and less like chaotic glitching. And Rianne, his eyes flutter open and he says, "You got this, boss. I need a minute." He falls into unconsciousness again.
Oh, fuck.
Hell of a party.
Koraline props herself onto an elbow and says, "I saw them open a rift to the Havens. How much you want to bet they were taking her back to the royal court?"
I'm fine. This is fine. It's fine. Ah!
That'll figure something out.
Lucas comes back with his bag, and we'll start to see what he can do to tend to other superfluous injuries they might have. Phoebe is on the phone talking to 911, reporting a break-in and an attack. Koraline says, "Give me a second." And her eyes just close for a moment. And then you hear a familiar and appearing out of the pool is Chessie, who also does not look great. There are portions of her like scales that are scorched and singed, seemingly from a battle with a large amount of fire magic. And you can see now like some of the trees back here are totally just like incinerated and bare, dark trunks. And she kind of rests her, large serpent head on the edge of the pool. Koraline says, "She can get you there, as long as you can hold your breath."
She can do that?
The things we do for love.
Oh, shut up.
And he's going to go over, put a hand on Chessie, try to see if he can heal them as well, because, they've been through a lot.
You can heal her a little bit.
All right.
I'm not going to keep making you roll for the same type of magic. Yeah, you've had 2 successes.
The thing is done. Everyone's getting healed.
Yep, Chessie's healed a little bit. You hear sort of like a not a purr, it's like that like clicking guttural vocalization. And she will raise her neck again and offer the back portion of her neck where there's like fins and other things you could grab onto.
So before grabbing on, Hugo's going to take out his phone. He's going to send a text to Whittaker that says, "Emergency, going to the Havens, contact Corey."
Okay.
And he's going to leave his phone there because he doesn't want to put it in the water, and he's going to grab on.
Oh, dude.
A smart man.
You hop on Corey. Whirlpool, and Hugo and Chessie disappear into Koraline's pool. Let's cut over to Whittaker and that apartment.
Jesus Christ.
Buckle up.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you think it works at Whittaker's place? Do you just ring someone up or do you have to go downstairs to collect them?
I think he can just ring them up. Once he lets them in, they're in. They can come up. And
Okay.
There's a lock on the door as well, but like people, he can see who it is.
So I think you hear like the knock, knock, knock outside, just a very light rap. Is there anything you and Damien want to do in like the minutes between you saying like, "Yeah, come on up," and Morgan arriving at your door?
I feel like they were in the middle of like decompressing from the fight, and Whittaker just gives a little like, "Don't put your weapons away yet.
Sure.
Just, be on your guard," kind of thing.
Then, yeah, like I said, light knock.
He opens the door a little bit. Is there anyone with you?
She is there in sort of like a sleek, dark green trench coat, pea coat looking thing. Little like bandana wrapped around her snake hair.
Oh,
and like, dark sunglasses. And she's sort of wringing her hands. She's got like her little purse on her arm. She says, "No, I came alone. I thought that would be best."
all right. Come on in. Whittaker lets her in.
She slithers in and will sort of like awkwardly look for somewhere to like position herself.
Yeah, he sort of gestures over to the little island in the dining room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get you anything? You can drink for free here too if you like.
Sure. Whatever's fine.
He'll pour whatever they were pouring as a post-fight celebration.
She looks around. Where are you, Damien, right now?
Wherever's convenient, probably lounging on the couch.
So like nearby but not engaging?
Yeah.
Are you attempting to appear disinterested, or are you like what? Is Damien strategizing at all in this moment, or no? Is what I'm asking.
No.
Okay.
Damien doesn't have a plan. This is out of the ordinary.
Sure.
So he's just looking at faces, trying to read facial cues in case Whittaker starts giving him the, "Hey, buddy, get lost" sort of head jerk.
Okay. So yeah, she takes note of it's not just the two of you, but she will say, "I thought about what you said tonight. How much do you think you could actually help us?"
It depends. I don't particularly know a lot about your situation. Maybe we start there.
Kingo has us both bound in a contract. He wanted Mason for his strength, and he wanted me for other things.
What does he have on you other than your signature?
He controls our loyalty because we each promised it in order to protect one another from harm. So we're both safe, but stuck in service. If one of us steps out of line, he can threaten the other. I'm risking a lot by being here, Mr. Whittaker.
I know. I appreciate it. Tell me about his security. This smoke creature in his employ. What's their deal?
That's Lena. She's a Dulan ghost, as far as I'm aware. She's been working with Kingo for a while.
How long have you been working for him?
A few years. We were struggling before. Not a lot of jobs for people like us. Until recently.
Has the pressure increased now that he knows you could leave?
I don't think he's considered that at all. He's got us held pretty tight. I hadn't really considered it myself until we spoke.
Might be something worth thinking about.
She nods and takes another sip of what you guys are sipping on.
There is a potential that we could run an operation to get your contract out of there. But I'm going to be honest, we're not sure how successful that'll be.
I'm less worried about the contract and more what comes after. Do you have a witness protection program or something like that?
Natalie, do we have a witness protection program? I think we should.
Probably. I mean,
Right?
How could we not?
We gotta.
I feel like the agency being the thing that has tried to keep magical creatures covered up for as long as it did probably have something similar.
That's got to be like 60% of what they do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if MIB had it, they have to have it.
It's probably also improved a lot because before the options were like, well, come work at the agency, or we gotta get you out of where you live.
Hide in the woods somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what it is. Whittaker nods. We do. It's robust. But I have my own suspicions about what the higher-ups in my department are up to and whether they are shaking hands with Kingo.
Shit.
Yep.
So if we do anything, it'll be off all records.
Oh, good call.
So you could make us disappear.
I could try.
Your phone rings or buzzes with a text.
Whittaker picks it up.
It's the message from Hugo.
Fucking hell.
Something wrong.
Damien, call Corey. See what's up.
On it.
Does anyone have things I should ask her? I want info!
Oh, from
From Morgan.
I mean, Doulahan weaknesses, if she has any idea what was going on with the docks.
Think about your questions, and I'll do Damien's talk with Koraline first. Phone rings again, goes to Corey's voicemail. But I think at that point, the call gets interrupted with like an incoming call, and it says it's from Hugo.
Yeah, I'll answer it.
Hi, Damien?
Yeah, you got it.
It's Phoebe.
Phoebe, great. Hugo said that I guess he needed something. What's going on?
Anya's been taken. He left with Chesty to get to the Havens to try and track him down. Are you busy right now?
I'm free. I don't know how to... Is there a plan? I'm happy to help.
I don't know what the plan is. Sorry, I'm a little freaked out. It was really scary.
No problem. Where are you at right now?
Corey's mansion.
Perfect.
She's hurt. So's Rianne. Everybody's hurt.
I'm on it. Damien's going to start texting various people at the agency to cover his bases. Damien is going to head over to the kitchen and grab a wooden cutting board and a wooden spoon.
Okay.
Whittaker, I trust you can take care of Morgan here. There is some sort of an emergency with Hugo and Phoebe, and I'm gonna go.
Do I need to be with you?
I don't know what we're going into, but you stay here and I'll be in touch.
All right. Taking the bike?
Not exactly. Damien will grab the cutting board and the spoon and break both of them over his knee to banish himself.
Oh, shit.
To where?
What?
Fucking get him.
Excuse? I'm so delightfully perplexed.
Natalie, you gotta let this happen. This is so good.
This is so cool, but where are you banishing yourself to?
To Hugo.
What? How?
Hey.
Or to the mansion where everyone was hurt and injured.
All right.
I'm so...
Oh, boy. This is so interesting.
I saw the setup for this in Damien's story steps, and I'm really excited.
I'm so lost.
Good.
Okay. All right.
Just wait for it. Just wait for it. It's gonna be great.
Let's just think about this for a second. Good God, Durs. All right. Just give me a little backfill on this. Okay. How is this working magically in your mind?
Yeah, the full scene is Damien looking down at this cutting board, and it goes to sort of flashback territory where it's a whole bunch of him cutting with this cutting board, and the knife strokes down in the vegetables are not efficient like a chef on TV would just sort of, chop the carrot down, top to bottom in a row. He's very carefully adjusting and changing the directions and the angles of, the vegetables, and the camera will sort of dink and click, and I imagine the animation sort of leaves the little line whenever the knife hits the cutting board, and you see sort of the rune shapes being covered and, getting layered in day after day. And then it has the anime red ink drops as, he nips a finger here and there over the years, adding to this. So by the time he gets it today, he just sort of starts outlining the specific runes that he wants for this teleportation scroll with his wand, which is the wooden spoon.
Sure.
And then as part of the material components, breaks them.
Okay. That's rad as fuck. Here's what we will say. If this is a teleport spell to Hugo, then what happens as you focus on okay, Hugo's my target, whatever magic you need to call on or, inscribe into this spell tablet that you're making to make sure that he's the lock-on point, you do that quickly. And when you snap the board, the echo of that crack, 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 crack rings out, and in the living room, a tear, like how Mira opens a pathway into the Havens, appears, and beyond that is just light. And you are sort of pulled inexorably towards this portal and vanish into it, and it closes.
Whoa.
You see what happens when you let him cook? Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Thank you a day.
Amazing. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, what do you do, Whittaker? Damien has ported himself.
Whittaker blinks a bit and is a bit surprised by this. Well, that's new. But we've got things to do. We got to get back to this.
Why don't you act under pressure?
All right. 13.
Great. You're stunned, but you are still very aware of things in your immediate vicinity. You see Morgan reaching for her sunglasses and pulling them off in time to duck beneath the island of the kitchen.
Oh.
What?
However, you hear, Whittaker, are we?
Oh, no!
You little...
And a bowl of Cheetos falls to the ground as you watch Prithee get petrified as they come into the kitchen and Morgan redirects their petrifying gaze at them.
Prithee, wait! Oh my god.
Sometimes you just get unlucky, Mr. Whittaker.
Valentine.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What do you want? What do you want? What do you fucking want, my guy? Jesus. Ugh. What? Come on. What?
Well,
No, let's fucking
No,
go.
yep,
Don't you
yep.
summon me and then not follow through. Let's go.
listen. I was going to summon you either way. We might just have to do you back to back, so get ready.
That's fine.
We see Valentine riding in the back of a limousine. Across from you is the Meridian and Vanessa Black, and on either side of you are his two demon spawn bodyguards. Car stops after a drive for a while, and security get out, they hold the doors, and you stand in front of a very interesting looking structure. It's reminiscent of like sculpture and a like religious building almost. There's strange pillars and abstract columns of, no, I don't want to say fanciful, but like postmodern art design in like the way it's designed, like
Okay.
the shape of this building, which you assume is his home.
Uh-huh.
There's just stonework that's been carved in odd ways and lots of like sconces with flame in them around, and like gravel paths and a lot of like very neat and precise stonework and black railings and metal accents everywhere. There's even a lot of like black lacquered details on this, the area here. The effect is very scorched earth desert.
Okay.
There's bowls of just like dark black stones as like markers for the driveway. There's again these like sort of flames housed within like simple dark pillars of steel that have been coated with this like black lacquer paint. And he turns to you and he says, "Welcome to the kingdom. Let's step inside." And he and Vanessa will head inwards.
Yep, she will wordlessly follow.
You see more of this sort of very stark design inside, although inside there is an added element of gold mixing with the dark black colors to things. He has a lot of like vases that have been done in that style where like they're intentionally broken and then fixed with like gold.
Kintsugi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kintsugi.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of like simple onyx statues, just stone onyx statues of a bull or, an eagle on like a wooden branch. Very intentionally crafted and sculpted, and just like it's like a very like art gallery feel to this place. But again, temple-like, and more of these like fiery sconces that light everything and cast like a flickering shadow to it all. Vanessa says,
Do you need me for anything tonight, or shall I head home?
Meridian says, "You are dismissed, Miss Black. Thank you for all your efforts tonight." And she will give a little nod, look to you. She says,
Don't keep him up too late.
and leaves.
Go on. Sorry, I had to gag for a second.
No, I understand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hairball? No?
No, she's allergic. I'm canonizing my cat allergy in Valentine.
Marcus will press a button and like this dark column sort of raises and reveals sort of like a large fireplace zone with more roiling flame to add a little bit of light to this interior. He turns another switch and some like gold sconces illuminate as well, just to brighten up the interior of this lounge that he's welcomed you into. He will go over and pour himself like a glass of water, ask you if you want one, and then go to sit down in front of this like large roaring fireplace.
She'll accept one, but she won't drink from it. I'm also debating asking to roll read a bad situation because this feels like standard procedure for her is to check for immediate exits should things get dicey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Sharp. 10.
Ask your questions. You get 2, I think, or maybe, is it 3 on our success?
Oh.
You'd think I would know after 3.5 years.
10, hold 3. Best way out. Any dangers I haven't noticed. What's most vulnerable to me?
I mean, you have not come far into his home. So, like, you're honestly within sight of the front door, and, like, the foyer. But there's windows, there's, like, a balcony with, like, a sliding glass door that you could step out onto if you wanted to, like, get some air. There's doors that lead off in multiple directions out of this room, further into the complex.
Right.
So there's a lot of, like, ways to leave this particular space if you wanted to. And, knowing that your hand is, like, back to full function, you could probably get your way past, like, a lot of security measures if there was some kind of electronic lock or anything like that.
Right. I just wouldn't be able to steal any computer information.
Right. So ways out, plenty. And also, tying it into the vulnerable question, the Meridian is being pretty... I mean, I don't know how well you want to say Val knows the Meridian as, like, person to person. Reputation-wise, he's a powerful crime lord. But, like, on a personal level, like, he is alone with you now. His security are also not here. Vanessa left. It's just the two of you.
Yeah, which is, I think, why her guard is up even more. She's like, everyone you trust is gone. What the fuck is going on here?
Mm-hmm. So he's pretty vulnerable. Either if you want to work him for information or just, like, in terms of the number of active threats in the room, him, to whatever degree you want to clock him as in Val's mind, but, like, there's no other dangers in this room right now.
Okay.
I don't think there's any dangers in this room right now with you that you would, like, not have clocked.
Okay.
There is the danger of this being the Meridian.
Right.
But aside from that, I don't think there's anything else.
All right. Trying to gauge what level of snark she would bring to this conversation.
I can have him say something first if you want to just bounce off it.
Sure, yeah, please have him say something.
So he will take a long sip of the water, sit it down on a little coffee table. I say coffee table. It's like a black cube. Like, I have to, like, structural and, like, industrial, this man's, like,
God.
interior architect.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I hate it.
It's just like a low black
Ugh.
rectangular metal thing. It's, like, polished to, like, a glass mirror finish, but it's just very, like...
Does, like, any carpet exist in this place, or is it all just hard marble flooring? Is he that bitch?
There is carpeting,
Okay.
especially in this, like, seated lounge area,
Okay.
like, in front of the fire, but it is also black.
Yeah.
It's like a round black leather C-shaped sofa that you guys are, like, sitting in front of.
Uh-huh. I think she's just, like, looking around the room. Well, you have an aesthetic. I'll give you that.
He says, "Unlike Jonathan, I try to keep business and pleasure separated. I much prefer to live in luxury rather than hand it out to the masses. If I did not pursue those things which I find attractive, what then was the gathering of all my power and influence for?"
I'm a little perturbed by that statement. Just coupled with what fucking Vanessa said earlier, I'm just like, ugh.
You seem a little on edge, Miss Valentine, and I'm unsure why. I am in a celebratory mood, to be honest. I got a lot of work done tonight.
We don't know each other very well. I never relax.
That's not good for you. Do you take no pleasure from your work anymore? Is there not an amount of pride that you have for your skill?
She's gonna deflect that question with another question. Do you assume if I take joy in what I do, that means I can relax more? You seem oddly concerned with my psychology.
I like to get to know the people who are going to work for me. You can't get very far in this business unless you can trust people. And it takes time, but you can get a read, initially at least, based on how people choose to live their life. I don't work with anyone who is so desperate they can only see the next job. I have sights for the larger picture, you see.
I've been doing what I do for a long time. It's basically psychic nature. Do you take joy when you breathe?
It depends on the view.
Ooh. Depends on the reward.
The rewards ahead of us, if you are interested, could be many. And he stands and will go over to behind the bar in this area, and he takes out a briefcase and sets it on top of the bar and motions for you to come over to where he is now standing.
She will slowly get up and walk over.
Once you get close enough, he spins the briefcase around, undoes the latches, and lifts it up. And a sickly green light shines out of this briefcase.
What in the fuck?
And you see in many small glass vials. And I say many. Imagine like stacks of money, but instead glass vials containing small, trembling crystals. The spell component market is about to be turned on its head, Miss Valentine. Do you know what these are?
Natalie, to clarify for me,
Mm-hmm.
are they what I think they are?
They look very much like the stone that Victoria stole from the gnomes. And there are at least 30 of them here.
Just a bunch of little ones.
Just, yeah, little ones in vials. In fact, to add some like narrative clarification, because this is an audio medium,
Please.
they also resemble the little crystal that Eyes, the Lynx shifter, was trying to sell to someone in the first episode of season 3.
Oh, shit.
The bit of spell component contraband that Damien was not able to acquire.
Oh my God, let it go. The one mission.
Love you, buddy.
Ariel raises an eyebrow, looks at Meridian. Her face is like still turned towards the briefcase, but she kind of like looks up at him out of the corner of her eye. Philosopher's Stone.
He grins, perfect white teeth smile. He picks one out, will undo the like top to it and drop it into his hand. And he says, almost. You see a warm glow in his forearm begin, and the little crystal in his hand starts to quiver and vibrate faster and faster. And the green glow that it has takes on a warmer color and then a red tone. And it looks like it's shaking and spinning and sputtering, and it starts to really look like something scary is about to happen, Valentine. What do you do?
I think she starts to take a couple steps back, anticipating the worst.
He forms a fist around it and turns and chucks it, and it flies through the glass window of this room, not breaking the glass, melting it. And it flies out that glass window out over like his property, and there is a large explosion. Like with the batteries. And he says, a pale imitation to the genuine article, but still quite potent and very desirable for humans who do not know how spell ingredients work. With these, anyone can cast what they like. There is a lot of money to be made with this new product, which my cousin is helping me develop. And he closes the briefcase, and you see him slip it into like a safe behind the bar.
The confusion is actually kind of readable in her voice. Your cousin.
Did you think I would not have family?
Half the folks in this town don't have family.
And their lives must be poorer for it. Family, the one thing you cannot buy. You are an accomplished thief, Miss Valentine. That is a skill set
I'm going to need more of if I am going to take down King Octopus. He gestures at the safe. The supplies that King O is able to bring in will not be able to compete. His flashy, expensive investment into that distraction in the Pearl District is going to bankrupt him if he cannot back it up with spell component trade. And now that I have control of the harbor, nothing belonging to that man will be entering this city. And he walks out from behind the bar and will go over to what looked like a piece of art on the wall, but you realize now it's a chessboard, but it's one of those ones where it's hanging on the wall, so you can just move pieces as you go without it being out on a table somewhere. Moves a piece or two and then turns and says, the number of organizations in this city is dropping, whether through dissolvement or consolidation. The fight for dominance of Portland is going to reach a fever pitch. And there are still players on the board who have not earned or chosen a side. You have recently been set adrift. Do you think it's a mistake that I intervened when I did?
No. I'm sure I would have found my way out of our conversation gracefully enough, but having it cut short works for me.
Tell me how this sits with you. You are the only thief that I know of who has stolen from Alexander Harkness and escaped.
How the fuck does he know that? Anyway.
Criminal on network. People tell rumors. People see stuff.
Right?
If we get the Lich under our control, it could shift the balance.
So that's what you want from me? You want me to talk to Alexander for you?
Only if you think that would help you steal what I need you to steal from him. I had the impression that your work was much more subtle.
I do owe you a favor. So what do you need?
Every person has something for which they would do anything to protect. Something they would risk their existence for. And in Harkness's case, him being a lich means this becomes quite literal. Anyone who could come to possess the talisman his essence is bound to would have him answering their every whim. We get the talisman. We control Harkness. We control Harkness. We control magical trade outside of components. Artifacts, spell scrolls, weapons. If I am to defeat King Octopus and remove his filth from this city, I need control of Harkness. I can help assemble and fund a team of thieves to achieve this. And if you agree to lead it, you will have helped me topple Jonathan's empire.
Valentine has been sort of staring into the fireplace as Meridian explains his ambitions. And after a minute, she turns to him and asks, So, who'd you have in mind for the team?
Let's talk mutuals.
Hey adventurers, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Storyteller Squad. Don't go too far because we got a few announcements to get through. First up, Gen Con is fast approaching. If you happen to be going, you can find Natalie and a few of the cast members roaming the con. Keep your eyes peeled as well for some panel announcements coming through on our socials. Our promo swap this week is with Characters Without Stories, a TTRPG interview podcast about the characters we haven't had a chance to play yet. Let's listen to their trailer.
Characters Without Stories is a tabletop role-playing game podcast about the roads not yet traveled. Every episode, I bring in a friend to tell me about a character they long to play. Characters Without Stories is about how our characters intersect and reveal our identities, and how play is a gateway to personal growth.
The way I see tabletop is that I am running to something. I'm running to a world where it's possible for me to feel comfortable enough to stand up for myself.
The reason that you can die in these games is because it matters. And something mattering is one of the most precious things we can have. You want your life and your stories to matter.
Roleplay is a fantastic tool for exploring stories and exploring people.
Thank you, and may all your characters find their stories.
You can catch Characters Without Stories wherever you get your podcasts, and feel free to check them out on Instagram and Threads at Characters Without Stories. As you may have heard last episode, we are doing a lot this summer. And part of that is possible due to the generous funding of our lovely Patreon patrons. So if you like what we do and you have a few bucks to toss our way, check out our Patreon. We'll say thank you by giving you access to an exclusive section of our community Discord, share behind-the-scenes content, as well as bonus content like our new talkback show, Good Morning Autumn Falls. But as always, there's tons of ways to support us for free. Word of mouth is one of the best ways to get more friends listening to the show. So follow us on our socials to have instant access to clips to spam your friends with and stay up to date on episode announcements. We're on all of the places: TikTok, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Twitter, the list goes on. But we're always at Story Squad Cast. And if you're listening to this, tag us and tell us your favorite Whittaker ship. I know, we all love Whittaker, but where are my enemies to lovers girlies rooting for Whittaking? Don't be shy. I know you're there. I've seen you in the Discord. And lastly, if you decide to leave us a 5-star rating or review on your favorite podcast app, thank you so much. It really helps us out to know that we're making work that you like. That's all I got for you, so let's get you back to the episode. Bye-bye.
Amity, you appear outside of a small cottage. There is a feeling in the air that you recognize. Like song is happening just outside the range of your ears, but you know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's golden hour. And you look around and you realize that you are here outside of one of your teacher's cottages.
Oh, do I get to pick or are you going to pick? There's like 4 of them. Do you want me to roll a d4 to help you decide?
Which one do you want it to be?
I kind of either want it to be Merlin or the Morgan.
I think it's Merlin's cottage.
Okay, cool.
You recognize that you are now just outside of Merlin's cottage in the Havens.
I think she looks a little confused because she said she wanted to go home. And I mean, I guess this was kind of home for a little bit, but was this what she meant? She was on her staff flying or hovering when she had teleported herself. And she's gonna like touch down.
Yeah, you appeared here in that like blue blaze of Whisper's foxfire.
Yeah.
They leapt off your staff pretty immediately.
Yeah.
And like have trotted over and just like are sitting now on this like stump that's like their spot. They love sitting there and like sunning on it. So they like just go up and like curl up in a little circle with like their tail sort of wrapped around them.
She is standing there. She kind of like turns her staff upright, holding it there, looks at Whisper curled up on the stump. Is this what you think of as home?
They pick their head up, tilt their head, their ears kind of do a little twitch.
She's going to go up to the door and knock.
You hear a sort of a rustling of papers and a couple books falling over and just some like muffled like grunts and like, shit, fuck.
Merlin?
And once you call out, I think you hear even more scrambling. More books. Now it sounds like they've been picked up and tossed somewhere, like into a pile of like clothes or something. And like what sounds like a mug being tipped over. Oh, god damn it. Shit, fuck. 1 second.
I could just come in if you want. Are you okay? You sound... She's just going to start opening the door and just being like, Merlin, is everything okay?
The door opens and we see a lanky, young-looking folk with pointed ears and dark, messy hair that's kind of just all over the place. A wild mess of it with like dark blue and black eyeliner and some like little decorative like markings on the sides of their face. and using what looks like a spell scroll to mop up a spilled cup of tea on the ground.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
They're wearing basically what amounts to a large green poncho with like a fringe and like a bunch of like intricate woven designs in it, but like kind of covering most of their form other than like their thin forearms which peek out and like their lanky legs. And they're just like scrambling quickly, just like, God damn it. What are you doing back here?
I think they ask that and just tears sort of well up in her eyes and she goes, I don't know. I got into a fight with my friend and she told me to go home and I tried to go home and this is where I ended up.
As you finish and like choke out the rest of the sentence, their shawl fully envelops your vision and they are just like around you in a hug.
Oh.
Their long arms sort of like encircling you and holding you tight. And they're also like standing like perfectly straight. They have a very like interesting like body language of like they're hugging you, but they're like perfectly like
but they're
rigid ramrod straight.
I love them.
And they say, "Is this helping?"
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, you let me know when to stop.
I might need a minute.
That's fine. They just stand there holding you for like a solid minute. You kind of hear them counting under their breath. 21, 22. 23.
It's like before, at like the 45-second mark, she'll just like pat them on the back. Okay, I'm good.
You sure?
I think so.
All right.
I might need another one later.
They almost go back to hug you again.
No, later.
Okay, got it. And then they like fully just like crouch, like goblin crouch in front of you and like press their hands together and like are looking up. And they're like,
They're so weird. I love them so much.
And they're like sniffing at like the skirt of your dress. And like they put their finger in their mouth, like along their gum line, kind of like hold it up around you. And then they're like, nope. And they stand up. Somehow they slip in between you and the door frame and then are outside and like behind you. And they do the thing where they like bend over fully at like a 90-degree angle with like head tilted up and are just like eyeing you up and down. They're like, You're not cursed.
No, I'm not. I could have told you that if you had just asked me.
What would be the fun in that? Do you want to come in? I suppose you're half in. Do you want to be fully in?
Yes, please.
They will just push you through the door. Gently, but they like, you know, push you through over the door threshold. They go over to like some cupboards. They open one and they're like, no, close it. They open another. The door comes fully off the hinge and they just go, drop it. Reach around for like something in the, in like a jar. And they're like looking at labels on the bottom of the jars, putting them down. They open a cork, sniff it. Okay. Yep. Plop that in. And you see they point a finger and the cast iron stove in this cottage just roars to life. And then they like flip their hand over, fingers still like gesticulating, and the tea kettle slides over from the burner it was on to the one that is now alight. And they say, I'm gonna make you tea. You want anything else?
Do you have any cookies?
Always. I think they're on the couch. And you look and the couch is like covered in books and papers, and also just like shawls and scarves and other, it's a mess in here. But yeah, they point over there.
Amity will set her staff against the nearest wall and go over to the couch and try to locate the cookies.
You move a couple things. Eventually you find the little cookie jar. It's just like a little brown, ceramic thing that's like half tan, half dark brown. It says cookies on it.
Okay. She opens the jar just to check and make sure there's cookies before actually like taking a cookie.
A small glowing little like sprite, like so small that you can't even like see their form. It's just like a little ball of light, just like and like flies out the window.
Was that supposed to be in there?
Was what?
I think it was a Sprite.
Oh. They're not gonna be happy about that. You want honey in your tea?
Sure. As long as there's no Sprites trapped in the honey jar.
No, I did check that during the last game.
What?
Is hide and seek not a thing anymore in the human realm?
Oh, okay. You were playing hide and seek. Okay, that makes sense now. God, how long were they in there for?
It's fine. They had cookies to eat.
I'm guessing she turns over the jar. There are no cookies left.
There's a couple.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess they were fine.
They start putting a bunch of herbs in like a little packet.
Mm-hmm.
And you see they actually like pull a needle out of their draped shawl and just start like they stitch the tea packet together live on the spot.
Okay.
Bite the thread, stick the needle back in, and then put that in the cup to steep.
All right. She's just gonna like make her way over to a table with the least amount of stuff on it and sit down.
Impossible.
I said least amount of stuff, so whichever one has the smallest mountain of crap on it.
There's a table nearer the kitchen than others.
Yeah.
I think you're just gonna land proximity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But impossible to determine which table is more cluttered with important things versus things.
Yeah.
They set the cup down and they say, it's gonna be bitter, but should make you feel better.
Even if you put honey in it?
Yeah.
Okay. And she'll sip it.
It's very herbal.
Mm-hmm.
It does have like a sour bitterness to it, but not in like an unpleasant way. Just like it's not a sweet fruity tea. It's an herbal tea.
Right.
It's designed probably to do some magic.
Mm-hmm.
Merlin, they do this thing where they just like go as if they're gonna sit in a chair, but don't actually sit on anything. And they like cross one leg over the other, and they're just sort of like floating there in like a seated position at the table.
I thought you were gonna have him goblin sit like that one guy from fucking Death Note. Ugh.
Not right now.
Yeah, she'll just take a couple sips and let out a sigh. I went home and everything is so different. Apparently, I've been gone for a really, really long time, and so much has changed.
How long?
2 years.
That's not that long.
That's a long time for humans.
Well, yeah, but it could have been worse.
Merlin, my mom was really upset with me.
Oh. Well, that would shake me too. Yeah, must not be fun to have the first light chew you out.
I wasn't talking about Aidan. I was talking about Angela, my mom.
Oh, right. Sure. Got it. Well, that's probably also hard. They're like very quizzical. Like they're not sure.
Merlin, if I suddenly didn't see you again for a century and I was really mad at you, would that affect you?
What did I do for that century?
I don't know.
What did you do for that century?
I don't know. It's a hypothetical, Merlin. The point is, if someone in your life disappeared for a really long time and they suddenly came back with very little explanation, you'd be upset, right?
You see the like energy about them falls out underneath them, and they actually do fall. Like their floating seated position kind of just like gives away, and they just like fall back onto their butt on the ground, and you see them sort of like hug their legs a little, and they say, I don't know.
She's gonna go over and reach out a hand to them to help them stand up.
They do.
Have I seen them get like this before?
Yes.
Okay. Is this just like, clarify for me as a player, is this just kind of like how they like empathize with emotions, or like...
This has more to do with things that happened to them in their past, which they have not really shared details with you about. And anytime you've pressed, they've actually gotten pretty angry and not wanted to talk about it.
Okay. So then she knows better than to push on it.
Yeah. They do their best to shake out of it quickly.
Right.
And they say, absentmindedly reaching for the cup of tea that they gave to you and sipping it themselves.
That's fine.
I'm sorry that your mom are upset with you.
God. It's complicated because Aidan was my friend first before I knew that she was my mom in my past life. Everything's just a mess. And she just flops down into the next nearest chair.
They flop back into a pile of paper. You're telling me, look at this place.
I don't think you have anyone else but yourself to blame for that. You need an organization system.
They sort of put a hand over their head and like pinch at both temples at once. I tried. It just makes it worse. At least right now I know where everything is.
If you say so.
Well, I don't have a lesson plan. I kind of thought we were done for a while. That's what you said last time. Is it later? Are you back?
I'm not back for lessons.
Oh, okay.
But do you mind if I stay here for a little bit?
Sure.
Okay.
They gesture and you hear like the sound of like boards and planks rustling. And they go, room's where you left it.
She just like smiles a little bit and goes, thanks. Do you know of any way to not lose track of time between the Havens and the human world?
I don't care about time, so no. I also haven't been to the human realm in a while, so imagine it's pretty different.
Oh, it's definitely different.
Oh.
I mean, when I left, magic was supposed to be a secret. It's not a secret anymore. Everybody knows about it.
You see their eyes almost get bigger in their face and then like shrink back down. They go, excuse me?
But now there's like rules and laws. Like I have to have a license in the human world to practice magic. It's kind of bullshit.
They fucking would. Well, I've got everything I need from the human realm right here. And they bang on another cupboard and it swings open. And there's just like a carton of Ecto Cooler.
What the fuck is Ecto Cooler?
Good.
No, genuinely. I'm so scared.
For any listeners who are young enough to not know what it is, you should also look it up.
I'm so scared. I'm so afraid. I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
It's juice boxes.
Oh my God. What the fuck is this?
It's a Ghostbusters juice box promotion from a long time ago.
Girl. She just cracks a smirk and goes, really? That's everything you need?
I mean, everything else I can get here.
I mean, I guess. But the human world is my home. Or it's been my home.
Isn't that how you got here, though?
Yeah.
Might want to sort that out then. And they get up, go over, they like pick up your witch hat, ruffle your hair a little, put it back down, and kind of bop the brim so that it like sticks down over your eyes a little bit. And they say, I've got very important things to do. I'm here if you would like that second hug.
Yes, please.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Start counting.
They're such an idiot. I love them. Oh my God.
Let's see. Hugo and Damien. Hugo, you and Chessie appear, bursting forward in a splash of water, and you are in the Havens. She will pull over to like the shore so you can get off and glances around, but then will like maintain looking at you. She can't come on land, so she's sort of like,
Thanks for the help, Chessie. I will see you later. I did not plan this very well.
She reaches forward and like nudges you with her head.
What's the worst that'll happen? I'll get stuck here forever?
Her vertical pupil kind of narrows a little bit, and she gives like a little growl at that statement.
Hey, I was planning on spending summers here anyway, so...
She rises up to be like much taller than you in the water, splashes you with a fin, and then goes back under the surface, and you hear... She vanishes. And then a doorway opens up above you.
What in the...
And appearing in the air... Damien tumbles out of it. Damien, you land on a riverbank next to Hugo.
Oh, boy. Okay. Hey, Damien. How's it going?
I am here to assist.
I have so many questions right now.
So do I. Who are we saving? How can I help? Let's go. We can talk and walk.
I'm assuming you're here because Corey got to you and told you to come here, right?
Yes, correct.
Then I'm assuming that you've been filled in on everything, right? Like Corey wouldn't send you without telling you what's going on, right?
Right?
Again, we can talk and walk. How many details could there possibly be?
People almost died. Anya was taken. You're right. There's not that many details that need to be given. Come on, let's go.
What is around us? Is it clear to me that we're in the Havens, or is it just like, oh wow, what a cool like tropical place? This is nice.
It's not even tropical. Like, this is a very typical North American landscape. Deciduous trees and grass and a river. Why don't you investigate a mystery? Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's 4 on the dice. I'm not gonna have a...
Okay, so then we play my favorite new game from season 3. Damien, you tell me how many Royal Sovereign-wheeled guards are approaching you and Hugo with weapons drawn.
Oh my god.
How many? Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
I'm gonna roll a d6, and I'm gonna re-roll it if it's on 1, because that's
Sure.
Okay, there's a 3.
Okay.
What about the multiplier?
A day. Shush.
Appearing seemingly from the grass, like the tall grass.
What in the fuck?
Yeah, a contingent of folk, 3 centaurs in their gleaming royal armor, and they sort of ride out of the grass and point spears at the two of you. They say, "What are you doing in this area, human?"
Which one was that directed at?
At Damien.
We're here to save the princess.
They glance amongst each other. Then one of them whispers something to their compatriot, and when they do, the one that got whispered to, their eyes go wide, and they reach into a little pocket and throw forward a small seed. And as it flies towards the both of you, it suddenly bursts open, and a vine-like net drops over the both of you and sort of retracts itself so that you are now caught up and tangled in it. And the one that threw that looks to the other and says, "Bring the division. There's a witch hunter here." They see your tattoos, Hugo.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm not a witch hunter. I'm a witch hunting.
One of these centaurs walks up and points their spear down at you. And they say, "If you know what's good for you, you'll stay quiet."
Do we want a sass? It's so tempting.
Do it. Do it.
Wait, so are you helping the princess or not? Is this a misunderstanding? I'm sorry. Sorry?
If you want to roll manipulate someone, Damien.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a read on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's, oh yeah, we're helping the princess, we just, don't like tattoos. Like that's fine. Let's see. 7.
Okay. They will lift you up. They use the butt of their spear to lift you up, and sort of between the two of them, they're now carrying the two of you sort of suspended in these nets, hanging and swinging between. And on one side, one of them looks at you, Damien, and says, "The princess is not holding court. She's in the human realm."
She's kidnapped.
And the other centaur says, "By who? What do you mean? What do you know of this?" And they all stop, and one of them comes right up in your face and is looking at you. It's like, "How would you know the princess is kidnapped?"
Hugo knows more than I do.
So at this time, could he have cut the net that they're in?
With?
Ice blade.
Okay, sure. Go for it.
Why not? Let's make some bad choices.
Okay.
12.
You make a knife. While they're questioning Damien, Hugo, you drop out of the net.
Cool.
They are all suddenly startled, and some of them rear back the way a horse would, onto their hind legs for a moment. They say, "The witch hunter, he's casting!"
Hold up. I had accompanied Anya to a party. We went separate ways for a little while. I went to go and check on them, found out that they had been attacked while they were at a friend's house.
Roll manipulate someone.
Hey, Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
Weird question. They are part of the folk courts, right?
Correct.
Cool, because I do have that arcane reputation thing.
Ooh, okay. What's the wording on it, and how are you trying to apply it here?
Let's see. Pick 3 big organizations or groups, supernatural community, yada, yada, yada. They've heard of you and respect your power. With affected humans, take +1 forward when you manipulate them. You may manipulate affected monsters as if they were human with no bonus.
I'll give you the bonus on this. We're sort of saying that, like, all people are the same because of the status of the world right now, so you can roll with the +1.
You mean I can roll with a +0? Because it balances it out.
Yeah.
And it's a 6.
Uh-huh.
Which is on brand.
Yup, it certainly is. Oh, the dice. The dice want to tell a story. You go and say all these things, and as you are, like, trying to, like, plea your case, one of the centaurs just takes, like, the butt of their spear and the back of the head. And Damien, one of the other centaurs who has been, like, eyeing you when, like, they came right up to you and were talking to you, and they say, "You, look at me right now."
Yeah, Damien's big old eye contact, eyes wide.
Oh no.
You see the centaur grit their teeth and go, "Our foulness has entered our home," and crack, they hit you on the side of the head as well because they see your demonic eyes. All right, we're going to cut away to Whittaker's apartment.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
All right.
You are behind the island. Prithia has been petrified. You hear the slithering of Morgan Wright.
Oh, she's not going anywhere.
What are you doing, Whittaker?
There is a brief silence as he's, like, watching Prithia, and I think he sees Morgan start to move in, like, the reflection on, like, the stainless steel refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And Natalie, if you'll permit me...
Please.
Eyes still on Prithia, there is a flash of blue from behind Morgan, and a sudden shing of a sword unsheathing and flying into Whittaker's hand.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Dope as fuck.
Still looking at Prithia, he is going to point it at Morgan and say, "Fix this now, or Lena won't be the only one in John's rank without a fucking head."
Bitch!
And his hand is shaking as he says this.
Yep.
Oh, bitch.
Her tail goes to strike at you.
Let's fight.
Let's fight. Roll kick some ass.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, bad. Bad first roll. It's Snake Eyes. It's a 4. He's not looking at her, so, Snake Eyes. It's so appropriate.
Her tail reaches around your sword arm and yanks you down. And as she, like, descends on you, just on the ground there, she takes the headscarf off, and all of her many snake heads, as her hair sort of, and they go and just bite. Many hundreds of little snake bites all over you as she's, like, got you held on the ground with her arms. 3 harm.
Yeah, that feels...
You know?
Wait,
This is a...
have I recovered any harm from the fight?
Not really.
Whittaker's dead. You just killed him. Or she just killed him. I don't need to accuse you like that. That's, well, he's dead. He had 4 harm, and, cool.
Ah.
What?
Well, what about your battlefield awareness? You can reduce it by 1.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we can reduce by 1. Whittaker is
Almost dead.
very close to dead. Oh my god. Oh, fucking hell.
God.
Fail to kick some ass, you get your ass kicked instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's not good at all.
What do you do?
Cry.
You could also roll It's Not As Bad As It Looks.
I can only do that once per mystery. Fuck, you might have to come back to me. Because other than, all right, maybe Whittaker dies here. Maybe that's it. Maybe we just go for it.
Let's say you're at 6 harm, and we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
I'll let you think about what you want to do to escape this very bad situation. All right, Raven, back in Autumn Falls.
Mm-hmm.
You are fighting on the porch with Craster and the dwarf.
Until I saw Aidan go through one wall and then heard her come out the window in the front, and I am no longer fighting on the porch anymore. I don't give a fuck about this dwarf.
Okay. So what do you do?
She's going to run down the stairs of their deck and probably just try to follow Lena through the hole in the wall, through the bookstore.
Sure. You rush down the stairs, skipping a couple, jump to the bottom, and tear around under the porch through the destroyed bookshop. And you see Lena, the one arm has turned into the blade, and the other is sort of like wrapping that chain that's around Aidan up their arm and like locking it in place.
I think Raven's just she's not really thinking fully clearly and strategically. I think she's just gonna try and ambush Lena from behind with the sword.
Okay, kick some ass.
I don't know if flaming magical swords work on ghosts, but we're gonna find out.
Yep.
It's a 7.
Okay.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, could have been worse. You're just gonna do harm to each other.
Great. Anything that keeps her away from Aidan in this moment.
Yep. You rush at Lena. As you like raise and bring the sword down, she suddenly spins around and the two swords clash. One that is her arm of shadow and yours, the flaming ferret sword. You break away. She takes a couple steps back. She doesn't have a head, but her body turns, regards Aidan, turns to regard you, and then more of that smoke pours down and surrounds her legs, and she begins to rise into the air and becomes taller. And you see as it coalesces again, her centaur true form.
Oh, no.
And she kind of just levels the blade in your direction.
I'm going to start swinging again, and I'm aiming for her stupid horse legs.
Okay. Let's use the same roll, right? I'm not going to keep making you roll attack rolls. Mm-hmm. You come at her legs. She charges.
I just need to fuck up her dumb centaur legs.
Describe what you do. Just show me how you do it. I want this to be your moment.
Yeah, I think they're doing just like a kind of a classic sword fight of attacking and blocking, and she's definitely clocking that there's substance to her sword. Like there's parts of this creature that can be hit, even if it's just her weapon.
Mm-hmm.
She's just looking for any kind of opening. She's just trying to like slow her down and stop her so she can't keep advancing on Aidan.
Yeah.
As far as I know, horses can only kick with like their two back legs. I don't think they have much power kicking backwards with their front legs. I think she's gonna try and swoop under her like belly, hoping that her front legs won't be able to kick her from where she's at, and try to like be ducking and dodging out of the way of her sword.
So you like slide under her as she's like running towards you. Okay, yeah, I like this.
Trying to find her blind spot.
I mean, she is, for intents and purposes, on a horse. So she's able to like make passes at you at really high speed with a lot of power behind her swings. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of stuck there like deflecting these like attacks, which would really mess you up if any of them land. And I think finally she like comes around, like, and also during this fight, like Aidan is like trying to get the collar thing off, and occasionally as Lena like makes a move, she will just like crack the chain like a whip, which then like and like yanks Aidan, and she'll like hit the pavement again or be dragged around a little bit. You see her coming again at another charge at you, and this time you run at her, and at the last moment you dip under and slide and slash at her two front legs, and she sort of goes barreling over the way like horses fall if they're injured in a fight. We'll say like one of the back legs like steps on your leg as you're like sliding, right? Hurts like hell. We'll call it 2 harm.
Okay.
Worse than a kick, right?
Yup. Yeah, getting stepped on's real bad.
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay.
But yeah, you felt something connect. And as her centaur form lies there, it sort of blows away enough that it's just like her human version laying there now. Mm-hmm. And she kind of gets up and again just starts to march back towards you.
Oh boy. Raven is not fazed by that. And I think she's just going to start marching towards her too. The 4th time tonight. Like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
This time she's going to try and aim for Lena's other arm, the one that's holding onto this chain, to either cut the chain and detach it or cut her arm and remove that from her body, whichever one.
Sure.
Do I have to roll another kick some ass?
It's kick some ass if you're trying to cut her arm off. If you're trying to break her connection with Aidan, it's act under pressure.
Oh, I do have a better chance. I act under pressure. All right, I'll do that. I'll aim for the chain. Okay, that's an 8. It's a good thing I picked act under pressure because it would have been a 6 for kick some ass.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. With a mix on act under pressure, there will still be a hard choice or a price to pay. But you come in, blade flashing, the fire embers lick off it every time you swing it. Ting, ting, ting. Going toe-to-toe with Lena now as she just fights you. But she's fighting one-handed, and so you with your double-handed sword reach around, swing it up, and there's like a moment where like both swords swing at the same time. And we hear metal breaking. And we see you having swung up and cut the chain, separating that portion of dark magic from Lena, which dissipates, and the collar around Aidan's neck, the chain around it goes limp as she's like struggling to get up from the road.
So it's still on her, but she's not connected to her anymore. She can't pull it.
Yeah, and the chain itself is starting to like dissolve as smoke and vanish.
Okay.
But having prioritized that versus your guard, Lena's sword gets you in the side.
Okay. For how much?
3. Where you at?
I can reduce that to 2. And then my harm bar is full.
Raven, you feel the dark blade enter your side, and Lena presses a little and like forces you onto the ground. And they lean down and they say to you, "You are never going to be strong enough to save her." And then you see a face appear. The outline of a face is appearing where the smoke is. And we see Aidan punching Lena away, connecting with a face that wasn't there. Lena goes flying down the street, making craters in the pavement. And Aidan is there with no collar around her neck. She catches you and holds you up.
Hey, it's gonna be all right. I've got you.
And you look around and you see there's another Aidan on the road.
What?
With the collar still struggling to get it off.
I don't understand. What?
And Windy appears on Aidan's shoulder. They peek their little head up.
I also brought some help.
What?
And she will lean over and kiss you. And when she does, everything around you goes white.
What is happening?
And the Aidan that's over there struggling with their collar kind of just turns to dark sand and blows away. And we see in this white space little pockets where we see Whittaker being ripped to shreds by a gorgon, Hugo and Damien being carried unconscious in manacles towards the Sovereign dungeons. And when you open your eyes, Koraline steps up beside Aidan.
Did you forget what I taught you about this place so quickly, student of mine?
What is happening?
Have I still been stabbed? She's just like touching her side where the sword went through.
You're fine. Aidan helps you to your feet. She's holding your face. She says,
Hey, you're okay. Raven, listen to me. You are okay. We're in the dream.
Okay.
My siblings have been torturing you in your sleep.
You see the Whittaker who is lying there bleeding out. Sand blows away. You see Hugo and Damien in the net. Sand blows away. Morgan Wright morphs from the Gorgon into a dripping wet figure with seaweed in their hair. You see the guards that were carrying Hugo and Damien turn around and become a angular looking man with a leather studded jacket and a hooded, many-armed figure. And getting up and sort of dusting off smoke, revealing a dark suit, Lena steps forward, and where they'd been punched on the side of their face, that now fills in fully, and Azazel is walking towards you, Koraline, and Aidan. Aidan glares at her siblings as they gather, and then she looks back to you, Raven.
I'm sorry it took me so long to realize what was going on. Do you want to kick their ass with me?
This has been a dream since the attack started last episode.
Fuck.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The only canon events this episode up to now are what happened to Valentine and Amity.
Holy shit.
You bitch.
Is this payback for the dream heist because we did such a good job with that?
Oh.
You and Aidan fell asleep on your living room floor and started having a nightmare about a home break-in.
So the break-in did not happen. That was also part of the dream. Okay.
Gotcha.
So Damien still lost Beat Saber. We just didn't get kidnapped.
Correct.
Yeah.
The most pressing, obviously.
Yes. Sorry. Unfortunately, you were defeated in Beat Saber by Prithee.
And I didn't die.
And you didn't die. And Whittaker's not dying.
And neither did Whittaker.
God damn it.
Not yet, at least.
Oh, Emery, you were so close to getting what you wanted.
Oh, so close.
What a way to go, huh?
He was like, this is my time.
Ooh, it was gonna be sweet too. I was typing up a monologue back here.
He senses he's one harm away and just lets it happen.
See the pearly gates in front of him, just opening up.
Listen, he's not allowed to die until him and Val become besties.
That's
so.
true.
Oh, man.
The demon lords who have been tormenting your dreams, Raven, are still approaching you.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that is the thing that's happening that I do actually have to deal with now.
You are now in dream and aware of being in dream with Aidan, Windy, and Koraline.
Okay.
Biel's, as they are approaching your group, says,
Call her. Summon the Morgan Witch.
Sorry, to me?
To you?
to you.
I mean, do I have to do what they said?
No, it's Beelzebub.
Great.
You don't have to fucking listen to that guy.
Amazing. I'm not going to.
Tell him to fuck off. Like, you can say whatever you want.
Oh, God. BLs. Finally crawled out of that maze. Took you long enough.
Koraline is currently leaning as if against a wall, despite there not being one, in the remains of this scene as it dissolves into the empty white of unshaped dream space. She's looking at her nails, which are shifting through various shades, like she can't seem to settle on a color she likes. She seems just perfectly at ease, despite the presence of 4 demon lords here in her realm. Without even looking up to address them, she says with a devilish smile of her own, Asmodeus, been a while, you little shithead. I'll admit it, since Aidan and I broke up, I have missed kicking your ass. And Asmodeus is walking forward, cracking his knuckles, and he says, I remember you. You're the one who's always fucking with my chosen. I'm gonna tear your mind apart, bitch. Koraline finally looks up and becomes the moth cryptid. Suck my dick, demon fuckboy.
Fucking get him.
Coraline Dustcart.
Mommy? Sorry?
Yes, queen. Yes. If I had a fan, I'd clack it.
I got you.
Leviathan silently slithers over to Asmodeus and Biel's, her eyes just watching you from behind strands of dark hair that hang over her face and drip with a black ichor. There is a flash of red lightning, and Azazel, who was slowly walking down the dream version of your street, vanishes from her position and reappears next to her siblings in another red bolt. She calls to Aidan, Sister! You're ruining all the fun! Aidan, still like holding your hand at this point, Raven, looks at you and then looks at her. Oh, I don't know, Azazel. I've been kind of pissed off tonight. You're about to help me vent it in a very healthy direction. And she starts to glow. Windy pulls a little quill out, looks up at you, Raven, gives you a nod.
Raven takes a step forward, and with a flash of silver, her tattered party dress is replaced with her Eastie Agency field outfit.
Koraline spreads her dark wings, creating a mirror to Aidan's shining set to either side of you, Raven.
That's more like it. Call it, Raven.
Her tarot deck appears in her hands, and she draws a card with a flourish. Let's put them to bed.
Your two groups rush at each other, and that's where we'll end our session.
Oh man, of all of the places I thought we'd have a fun little Civil War moment, I didn't know it was going to be us four.
Next week, Durs, you will be playing Leviathan.
Ooh.
Makes sense.
A day, you'll be playing Beelzebub.
Oh.
Emery, you will be playing Asmodeus.
Hot.
Oh.
Mel, you will play Azazel.
Oh, bitch. I got the rage. Let's go.
You four will be dictating the Demon Lord's dream-like attacks. I will handle Aidan and Koraline. Raven, you have yourself and Windy.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us, adventurers. Sorry for the little rug pull.
It was rude.
I didn't know how accurate my intro was gonna be.
Apologize to us. I thought Prithee was dead.
Yeah, I thought you killed Prithee.
Honestly, biggest betrayal.
Biggest betrayal. Top 10.
I was like, we can save Anya, but Prithee, I don't know if you can come back from that.
Top 10 anime betrayals right there.
Mm-hmm.